What's good, fam? Drake losing a rap beef is one thing, but K-Dot just turned this whole saga into a live-action execution. Every night on stage in front of sold-out arenas, Kendrick is straight up burying this man, bar for bar, beat by beat, and now city by city. And get this, he's not even talking to the media, not tweeting, not posting, just pulling up on stage, dropping "Not Like Us" with fire and fireworks while fans chant his lyrics like they in a stadium playoff. This ain't no tour, it's a victory lap. And the wildest part, even Drake's own people are quietly falling back. We're gonna break down exactly how Kendrick flipped his grand national tour into a full-on public humiliation campaign, from SZA cutting Drake's vocals on stage, to Kendrick mocking the lawsuit in front of thousands, to the visuals, chants, and energy that's making this one of the most disrespectful tours in rap history. Stick around, cause it gets worse with every step. Let's get into it. From the second Kendrick and SZA stepped on stage to kick off the Grand National Tour, the tone was already different. This wasn't just about promoting music. This was about dominance. Kendrick pulled up not just with hits, but with heat. Euphoria performed with zero hesitation. Not Like Us brought the house down. We talking full stage visuals, live drums hitting like diss track ad-libs, fire shooting up like a war zone. Dude performed that song like it was a championship anthem every single night. And the crowd was locked in. They weren't just singing along, they were screaming every word, every trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor hit like a middle finger aimed straight at Drake. Fans dancing like they in the club, while Kendrick smirks between verses, not saying Drake's name once, but making sure we all know exactly who he's talking about. This ain't just petty, it's calculated. Kendrick didn't just win the rap beef lyrically, he's now dominating the optics, the stage, and the narrative. The tour isn't just promoting the music, it's promoting his win. Now let's talk about the most quiet but deadly move that had fans gasping. SZA performing Rich Baby Daddy without Drake. The original version got Drake all over it, but on tour, she deleted that man like a throwaway bar, just vibed through the hook and glided past his parts like he was never even there. And what did the crowd do? Cheered. No boos, no confusion, just pure energy, like they knew exactly what that meant. It was a message without a press release. We're not riding with him anymore. That's tough. That's not just shade. That's industry isolation. If you Drake and your own features start cutting you off mid-tour, what's left? Here's where things get bold. Kendrick ain't just keeping it lyrical. He's going theatrical with it. Between songs, there's these visual interludes that play on the big screen. And in one of them, Kendrick plays this character who's answering off-camera questions, like a mock interview or some stage deposition. But instead of looking stressed or pressed about the lawsuit Drake filed against him and UMG, Kendrick hits him with sarcastic shrugs, dry jokes, and that "I already won" body language. He not just ignoring the lawsuit, he's laughing at it. Ain't no one in hip-hop ever flipped a court battle in the stage comedy before. That's a flex, a disrespectful high art middle finger kind of flex. And the fact that he does this in the middle of a set list tells you everything about where Kendrick's head is at. He's past the beef, he's into the legacy phase, and Drake still stuck in damage control mode. By now, Kendrick ain't even got to throw direct shots no more. The fans are doing it for him. Clips from the shows got people chanting "Not Like Us" like it's the hook to Nothing But a G Thing. TikToks flooded with footage of fans reenacting the diss lyrics, making memes out of Drake's silence, and celebrating every showstop like it's another W in the Kendrick column. You ever seen a beef where one side is performing hits and the other side is getting mean for hiring more lawyers? This ain't just about music anymore. It's movement. Kendrick's fans have become part of the show. They're chanting his bars, clowning Drake in comment sections, and treating this tour like a championship parade. Now, while Kendrick out here breathing fire on tour and cooking stadiums for sport, you know what Drake doing? Suing, filing paperwork, ducking fades in real time. Instead of dropping bars or responding in any kind of meaningful way, he's banking on legal jargon to somehow undo what Kendrick did to him lyrically. And let's be real, ain't nobody riding for that. The internet saw right through it. Drake trying to flip a Super Bowl performance into a defamation case, and Kendrick didn't even say his name. The lyric he cried about didn't even happen on stage. And now his lawsuit against UMG is backfiring hard. The same label he signed with is basically saying, "This man tripping." Imagine getting called a hypocrite in legal docs by your own people while your rival is getting standing ovations night after night. This ain't just embarrassing, it's historic. We've seen rap beefs play out in music, in interviews, sometimes even in the streets. But this is the first time we've seen one rapper destroy another on tour, while the other tries to press charges and still loses the crowd. What makes this whole thing even more poetic is that Kendrick's still barely saying a word. No interviews, no tweets, no posts, just visuals, performances, and precision. It's all action, no talk. And that silence, that shit is deafening. Because every time Kendrick steps on stage and drops Euphoria or Not Like Us, he says more with body language, visuals, and crowd control than Drake's entire legal team could in a 30-page lawsuit. It's the calm confidence of someone who knows he won, and he don't gotta convince nobody. That silence hits different when you got the world watching. It says, I'm done talking, y'all can see what's up. At this point, it's clear this tour is more than promo, it's legacy. Kendrick's show isn't just a celebration of his catalog, it's a narrative, a reminder that artistry, presence, and poise still matter in hip-hop, that you don't need to chase headlines or force bars when the truth already hit hard enough. And let's be honest, Drake might bounce back eventually with a hit, a feature, whatever, but this moment is cemented. People gonna remember this tour the way they remember Ether, Back to Back, or Takeover, not because of one song, but because Kendrick turned the whole industry into his stage and made the beef part of the art in a way we've never seen before. He made stadiums chant the man's name he was dissing. He had fans screaming, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor, like it was national pride. That ain't just a bar, that's branding. While all this is going on, Drake's looking more and more like a man on an island. Features drying up, support fading, memes exploding. Even SZA, who used to be on good terms with him, cut him off mid-set and the crowd didn't flinch. And what makes it even colder is the industry ain't coming to save him. No big name cosigns, no artists jumping up to defend him publicly. This ain't the Meek Mill situation where Drake had the momentum. Now he's the one getting outplayed, and the silence from his peers is loud. People see what's up. Kendrick's tour is showing the entire rap game what happens when you come for the crown and don't got the bars to back it up. Drake lost the lyrical battle, the public perception war, and the legal momentum. So the real question now is, what can Drake even do? Dropping another diss? Too late, the crowd already moved on. Filing more lawsuits? That's just gonna make him look even more pressed. Retaliating on social media? Nah, that ain't hitting either. The best thing he could do right now is fall back, regroup, and try to come correct years from now, if the culture even ready to hear from him again. But Kendrick, he's coasting. He done said what he needed to say. Now he letting the stage do the rest. And as each night passes, each tour stop sells out, and each chant gets louder, the message gets clearer. Drake didn't just lose this beef, he lost the moment. If you made it this far, you already know the vibe. Drop a like if you think Kendrick's tour is the realest way to end a rap beef we've ever seen. Comment below, what was the moment that sealed the deal for you? Was it Euphoria, Live, SZA cutting Drake out, or the court docs making him look goofy? And if you trying to see what else Kendrick been doing without saying a word, how he flipped silence into strength and the booth into the battlefield, check the next video. Cause one thing's for sure, this ain't a comeback story for Drake. This is a coronation for Kendrick. And a real talk, this whole saga just rewrote the blueprint for modern day rap beefs. It ain't about who drops the most tracks or who's the fastest to post a cryptic IG story anymore. It's about who controls the narrative, who moves the culture, and who makes their presence felt without even speaking. And Kendrick, he owned every single second. From the moment he stepped on stage to the last firework blast of Not Like Us, this wasn't just a man performing hits. This was a statement, a masterclass, a flex that hit harder because it was silent, theatrical, and intentional. He didn't just respond, he ascended. What Kendrick's doing right now is bigger than a diss. He's turning his catalog, his silence, and his aura into a whole era. People gonna look back at this tour the same way they look back at Jay at Summer Jam or Kanye's Glow in the Dark tour. It's not just a concert, it's a cultural reset. Every night on this tour is another nail in the coffin, not just for the Drake beef, but for any artist that thinks numbers, gimmicks, or lawsuits can outrun pure skill, presence, and purpose. Kendrick is showing the game that real artistry still holds weight, that when you speak through your craft and not through PR teams, people feel it way deeper. Meanwhile, Drake's stuck in a cycle of trying to patch up a brand that ain't bleeding. It's hemorrhaging. While Kendrick's on stage with fire and fan chants, Drake's name popping up in court documents and clown compilations. He's not just losing the beef, he's watching the whole game shift without him. This is bigger than music. It's about legacy. And Kendrick, he just put a crown on his own head and dared anybody to try and knock it off.